Pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, we'll do a roll call first.
Mike,
Here.
Terry,
Here.
Karen Lyons,
Here.
John,
Here.
and Doug is absent.
Alrighty, at this point, we'll take a motion to approve the agenda. Make a motion.
I'll second.
John, I. Gary, I.
Mike, aye.
Karen, I.
All right, and at this point, we'll open up the meeting for any type of citizen comments that is not listed on the agenda below. You have anything mentioned? Not, I will go ahead and take a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second. John, I. Gary, I.
Mike, aye.
Karen, I.
Okay, with that, we'll head into some public hearings. This is to have a public hearing on the fiscal year 22 budget, is that correct?
The budget amendment.
Budget amendment, I'm sorry. So we need to open the public hearing?
Yes.
Open the public hearing. So anybody have any comments on the fiscal 22 budget amendment? Not hearing anything, we'll need a motion to close the public hearing.
I'll make a motion to close public hearing.
I'll second.
John, I.
Jerry,
Mike, aye.
Karen, I.
Okay, the next step then is approving the resolution for the fiscal 22 amended budget. I'll make a motion to approve the resolution amending the current budget fiscal year ending June 30th, 2022.
I'll second.
John, I.
Mike, aye.
Karen, I.
Okay, so tonight we're gonna, Annette, correct me if I'm wrong, we're gonna have a public hearing on the proposed development agreement with Crosvic. Then we're gonna hold off on the,
Yes, on the actual resolution for the agreement, because that are gonna be made.
Okay.
So I would like to have somebody table that and then bring it back to the council on January 11th. If it's ready at that time, if not, we'll bring it back on January 25th.
okay, well, we're still gonna have the public hearing to talk about it tonight. So I'll go ahead and open up the public hearing for the proposed development agreement with Crosvic. Anybody has any comments on that? Hearing no comments, I will take a motion to close the public hearing.
I'll make a motion to close public hearing.
Second. John, I.
Jerry,
Mike, aye.
Karen, I.
All right, and then I will make a motion to table the resolution.
I'll second.
John, I.
Jerry,
Mike, aye.
Karen, I.
All righty, moving right along, we'll go to the Park and Rec section here, and with that, we will have an update by Stacy.
As far as the update that I have there, if you guys have any questions, let me know. The biggest one, our girls volleyball program, both of them have finished, so no more Sunday mornings. So it was a great program. Everyone was extremely, had a lot of comments or a lot of compliments of it. Super thankful that we had it. Everything else, as far as like the table that I've been doing, everything we expect, right? It's the busiest time of year inside, so all our numbers. I mean, As far as usage, day pass revenue, memberships, all of them are trending up, which is obviously what we'd expect. Their time, reservations continue to come in very high rate, which is also awesome to see. So yeah, everything is going well.
So 725 year to date. 2 years ago is pretty similar to where we were, or still above? A little lower?
It was pretty close to the highest we've been.
That's good to see.
Yeah, it's awesome. I will say a lot of them though are the monthly memberships. So we did a month holiday special. So a lot of them are people kind of trying it out. So I think the ultimate goal obviously is to get them to renew. So time will tell it next month, following month to see how that goes, but
That's good.
I really like those membership parking spots. That's what my wife said, because I used to complain because the parking lot would be full with volleyball players or basketball players. My wife's like, you come here to walk and exercise, but you can't walk an extra 50 feet.
yeah, so far, so we've had them up for 2 weekends. It appears as though they are working. Hopefully that continues. But yeah, obviously it's something that we wanted to try to do to show the members that we want them to be able to have easy access and come here even when we do have stuff going on.
No, I think it's good. Anybody have anything else for Stacy?
I'll echo the comments on the parking spots. The other thing, are you trying to have trying to leave the main entrance for just folks, members, or, because I've seen tournaments do both.
We haven't, so last year, I very much, that answer was very much yes. This year I've kind of left it up to tournament heads. I haven't said we for sure have to use that other door. It gets hard in the winter once we get snow. We don't have a true sidewalk to parking lot, and so it gets a little more foggy. So I don't have a yes or no, but I mean, I kind of leave it up to them.
Okay. All right.
With that utilization summary that you've been doing, are you learning anything or seeing any trends or anything?
I think it's just confirming some of the trends that we knew were there. That makes sense. I mean, kind of, obviously we know our months that were higher, months that are lower, and that kind of stuff. I think the one thing we're still struggling with is keeping tally of when we say no, like we don't have an open room and that kind of stuff. We're still grasping that. So I think it'll become even more clear once we kind of become more disciplined, if you will, on that. But yeah, I think it will help. I mean, as we continue to talk about what we make rooms into, that kind of stuff, I think it'll be a good resource to go back to.
So do you know if like you've turned down, whatever, I can't read that, 4 events for the meeting room? Do you know what type of, do you keep track of what type of events?
Largely, I would say their birthday parties would be the biggest. I mean, we definitely around holidays have a lot of that, like whether it's Christmas party, whether it's Thanksgiving, family, whatever those are. Because they want a bigger time frame, it's harder for us to usually get them in.
Okay.
But so no, right now we're just tallying, so I don't have a specific. It's 4 3 were birthday parties, 1 was a bridal shower. No.
Anything else for Stacy? All right, we'll move on to the police report.
So you guys have my report in front of you. First thing is step. You guys have the numbers of the step. They did change that this year. We used to report the step numbers as a whole of the entire wave of all officers. Now it's just for overtime officers, just for the officers that just do the overtime, those numbers. So also the next step would be December 17th through January 1st. That's just Christmas. You write that down.
How about my kids now?
The next thing is the cops grant. Just wanted to inform you guys, we did not receive the cops. Very disappointed in that. Not much I can do about it though at this point, but we'll move forward and figure out what we're gonna do next. So.
How often do they have things?
Every year they have that.
Is it every year annual? Are there any other?
Sounds like it went to a lot of the bigger departments, like departments, very big, large scale departments where if they ask for, 3, 4, 5, 10 officers in the grant, those are the ones that got it. It didn't go to any small town. It seemed like this year, what I've been hearing anyway. I do have good news, however, with the new car. We did receive it yesterday.
Hey.
Yeah, right. Pretty excited about that one. It goes to Raycom this Thursday, Friday, working out the details with them to get it outfitted. And then the decals will get on right after that. So hopefully we'll have it out on the streets, hopefully before the new, beginning of the year, new year. The total, we did purchase, what was supposed to be for 30,747, but the new total is 28,798. So we got a great deal on it for a squad.
Just had to be patient.
What's that?
Just had to be patient.
Yep, just had to be patient. Correct. Other than that, I got nothing else for you.
Anything else for PD? All right, we'll move on then to Public Works. Dean?
All right, only one thing I want to add or question is that I chatted with Derek with Royal Oaks today. I don't know if anybody had any feedback as far as the blast that took place the last couple of days or maybe this afternoon, but that'll be it for the year. Again, they did do some blasting in the quarry. So I just want to inform you guys on that.
We did have one call today
Okay,
or one email, so
Okay.
that was it.
so yeah, that'll be it for,
They typically give us 24 hours notice, and this time they didn't, so.
I don't know when the first one took place, if it was Friday or yesterday, but I do know yesterday they were crushing it already, so I'm assuming. Anybody had any questions on that? That's the deal on that. But other than that, we did a little cleanup. Anybody's question why we're cleaning up by the railroad? The other, last week there one day, I did some burning up there. It was just clean up on the flared end section on the storm sewer, because it keeps plugging up. I'd like to do a little more up there. Got permission from the railroad, they're cool with it, so yeah, that's what that was all about.
Is that cement box and what looks like is that part of the railroad or is that part of our stuff?
That's railroad property. Yeah. The rubber piece that's laying on top, it's those rubber mats that they lay down on the travel area, on the crossing. So there's just a couple random ones laying there, so. And that concrete box, that's just, I think, something that was maybe used in the past or part of their communications or something, maybe stored in there.
It looks a lot nicer there. You can see.
Yeah, I'd like to continue that on. I don't know if we'll get some negative feedback toward that if we clean that whole finger up there. But my only concerns would be if there's a few residents that might complain about, you know, the construction area up there in PSC's lot or something of that sort. But I'd like to clean that whole finger up just to avoid that. All that contrast junk that gathers there at that flared end section on the storm sewer.
Right.
So.
Alrighty.
And compost site is shut down, right?
Yeah, but I do see that people are still using it, which I guess I prefer to see them use it as to leave the leaves lay on the lawn. Tree curbs or whatever it may be, considering the weather's decent. You know, I can appreciate the fact that they use that versus, I just hope it's not outsiders. Which I fear that it probably is, considering that most of the residents in town are notified of the fact that it was supposed to be shut down the 1st of December. So, but yeah, I was up there again today checking on it, and there is getting to be some usage up there yet.
So we put a closed sign across on wires or chain.
Yeah, like I say, I'm not too worried about it at this point. I'd rather have people dumping their leaves and stuff up there and that type of stuff rather than, you know, leaving it on the lawns or on the curb and gutter and street areas. So at least they're cleaning it up.
Right.
Yeah. We're containing it up there anyways.
Was there a transformer that blew the other night?
Yeah, so there's
We thought it was the Christmas lights.
it wasn't actually, it actually wasn't a transformer, but it's the lightning strike protectors that are on the poles.
Oh.
There's one that has a crack in it that got some moisture in it. That set that off
Did it,
and
yeah.
created that.
That was a little freaky. That was-
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah.
Okay. So did they get, is it fixed? I mean, is it, or is it just?
They were supposed to fix it.
Okay.
Yeah, called them up and I asked them, you know, knowingly that there was a crack in it and some moisture that's creating that outage. You know, I asked them that they would get it fixed so that we're not, you know, repeating this,
Right.
you know, on an after hour or, you know, when it's an inconvenience to the residents,
Right.
you know, at the time that it actually happened. So,
Yep.
yeah, so they were supposed to take care of it.
But if
Thank you.
anybody could take down the grid, it would be you, okay?
Think?
She was pretty nervous. She's like, anybody else out? Luckily there was, so the discussion went okay.
Does anybody have anything else for Dean?
I want to say that there were a lot of happy neighbors when they saw him clean those railroad tracks.
Good. So that being said, maybe I'll continue on.
They'd be happy to see that.
Yeah, weather permitting, yeah, I'd like to continue to the north and east there a little bit more.
Thank you.
All right, we will go to the pay application number 15 for the wastewater treatment facility. This all looks in line.
So yeah, I looked through it, I do agree to the yeah, 15.
I'll make a motion for pay application 15 to wastewater treatment.
I'll second. John, I.
Jerry, aye.
Mike, aye.
Karen, I.
Okay, we will move on to the force main relocation.
Hopefully you've had an opportunity to read through the attachments that are there. I certainly don't need any action tonight, and I think it warrants further discussion. I don't know, Dean, do you have anything to add to that? I know that I talked to Jim Bosley and I was looking for some type of report that would warrant going from the different size to a larger size pipe. And he said that he had communications with you and discussing, you know, who was going to be using it and whatnot. So I didn't know if you had anything to add.
I've had no communications on that. The first this was brought to my attention was when I seen it on the agenda.
Okay, well, Jim said he had spoke with you, so.
Yeah, no. I mean, and Jacob, you could probably correct me if I'm wrong on this, but if we upsize the pipe, we'll probably have to consider upsizing the pumps as well. Due to the fact that there's going to be more volume and more push on that, and would have to do some investigating as far as what the pump rate is on that stuff. There might be more to it than just adding, you know, upsizing the pipe.
So with your permission, I'd like to work with Jacob and get some more information and bring it back.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I did promise Mary Jo that I would have this on the agenda.
Any other questions on that? All right. Go to contract number 6 for Highway 20 lift station and force main project.
Yeah, good evening. Thank you for your consideration tonight. We've got 2 contract payments. First one being for the lift station. This month they got, as I'm sure you noticed, the control building delivered to the site, which houses a lot of electrical components. Been able to progress on installing the pumps and getting them wired up, and then working towards commissioning efforts for the station. Let's see, recent developments. They started the directional drilling along the highway here this week, which you can notice they've got the cones off there. So that's kind of the last, well, getting to the critical point as far as connecting up to in front of the hotel and the station, bring it online.
Any questions?
Jacob, how long do you think it'll take them to finish the boring?
You know, they're anticipating being done later next week, I believe, is the last I heard. But with any kind of underground boring, you know, there's kind of a crapshoot we'll run into. But that's the last expectation I heard.
Thank you.
When's the estimated go live date with this one then?
Be right after. So I think the standby generator is being delivered the week of Christmas. And the pump commissioning would be happening right around that time as well. So we've got coming up against the completion date at the end of the month. So we may need to extend it past the new year a couple weeks, depending on how things shake out, these kind of final steps, but we're getting close.
Did you look over this payment?
Yeah, I did. Everything appears to be good.
I'll make a motion to pay application 6.
I'll second.
John, I.
Gary, aye.
Mike, aye.
Karen, I. Karen, I.
All right, then we'll move on to contract payment number 3 for Enterprise Drive and the Gravity Sewer Project.
So this is the next contract payment associated with that project, related to the gravity sewer installation, roadway reconstruction. You'll also see on the agenda that there is a change order associated with this project, which is a no-cost change, just pushing out the completion until next spring, which we had brought up a month or 2 ago. We're expecting that. So they put their first lift of asphalt and are intending to come back in the spring to finally complete some of the service connections. That's kind of hinging or contingent on the lift station startup, bringing this whole new sewer system online.
Dan, you look this over? You good with this?
Yes. And I would highly recommend, the extension on the project as well. Dick Wright's been phenomenal to work with, so doing amazing stuff up there, I think.
I will make a motion for contract payment number 3 for Enterprise Drive and Gravity Sewer Project.
I'll second.
John, I.
Gary, aye.
Mike, aye.
Karen, I.
We have the approval of the change order. Change effect. Completion.
This is adjusting the completion date to April 20th.
We'll make a motion to approve project change order. Jim, I'll second. John, I.
Gary, aye.
Mike, aye.
Karen, I.
All right, thank you.
If I can add to that, there's a pretty good chance, very good chance that they will be asking for an extension as well after that April date, due to the fact that the asphalt plant's more than likely not going to be open yet. That being said, there won't be a service on that, but everything that they're applying on their schedule should be complete at that time, with the exception of the asphalt servicing.
Okay.
So just keep that in mind when time comes, that they will be asking for another extension. And I did talk to Randy Steffen, supervisor with Chick Fry on that, so, yeah.
Okay.
Weather dependent, contingent.
Sure. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jacob.
All right. We'll move on to the administration. We have a budget calendar.
This is for informational purposes, to let you know what will be taking place in the timeline that it will take place in.
Questions over the budget timeline? Move on to the resolution approving the budget amendment. Sorry, wrong place. All right, we need to set a public hearing for the amendment for the Peosta zoning ordinance.
As you are aware, we talked about it in the work session that public, planning and zoning looked at all of the zoning ordinances A1 through I1. And we made some revisions and some additions based on the comments that were presented to us at the November 23rd council meeting. So I would ask that we set the public hearing for January 11th. And then I would also ask that we do not waive any of the 3 readings, because that the residents ample time, the public ample time to review and make comments. So final adoption would be at the first meeting in February of 2022.
I'll make a motion to set the public hearing date for the amendment to Peosta zoning ordinance to January 11th.
I'll second.
John, I.
Very high.
Mike, aye.
Karen, I.
All right, next is the conditional occupancy for Jumbo Coffee.
The current zoning C1 doesn't allow for drive-through operations, so I just kind of wanted this captured in the meeting minutes so that you guys can rest assured that you can open up and operate under that C1 current zoning until we get the revisions made. So.
Do you need anything from us then?
Just information purposes only.
All right. And tonight, we're gonna be swearing in, there's two new folks and me back into office. So congratulations, first of all. Second of all, we will have you read the oath, and then you'll just need to sign it and turn it into Kelly. Okay, so Justin, would you like to go first?
Sure.
Sure.
Right hand in the air. Serious.
I, Justin Loud, do solemnly swear that I support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Iowa, and that I will faithfully and impartially, to the best of my ability, discharge all the duties of City Council as now or hereafter required by law.
Lexi?
Hey, I, Alexis Lundgren, do solemnly swear that I support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Iowa, and that I will faithfully and impartially, to the best of my ability, discharge all duties of the Peosta City Council as now or hereafter required by law.
We'll go, I, John Kraft, do solemnly swear that I support the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of Iowa, and that I will faithfully and impartially, to the best of my ability, discharge all of the duties of the City Council as now or hereafter required by law.
Welcome back.
All right, thank you. So now,
You need a motion to go into closed session.
I'll make a motion to go in closed session.
I'll second.
John, I.
Jerry, I.
Mike, aye.
Karen, I.
Yep, everybody. Everybody needs to,
Do we have to come back for citizen comments or?
do we want to do that before then?
About that.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
Let's go ahead.
It's not recording.
So I guess, yes, we will open that up to citizen comment now.
Okay, first of all, I'd like to welcome Lexi and Justin into the City Council of Peosta, but I also want to give thanks to Karen Lyons for 8 years of her service and Mike for your service for the last 2. So thank you for doing.
Thank you.
She does.
She does, okay. Thank you. We do have plaques to thank both Mike and Karen for their services with the city of Peosta, so. Okay. Any other comments? No? Thank you.
Excuse me, can I, what is, where are we at with, I'm sorry, with the rezoning? What, I didn't follow.
We're gonna hold a public hearing on January 11th, so that way the public can come in and comment. on the changes and revisions that we've made.
So nothing's been decided.
No.
other than jumbles.
Yep.
Which is good.
Yep.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Right, thank you.
Was zoning changes that were put out on the,
Yes.
did you see those online?
I have not, but I will go look.
Yep.
There's nothing on this.
Yep, there
There is.
been additions, Mark's put through things, so just take a look at it.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
So what you're gonna do is just open.
Now, ready? Okay, I'll make a motion, come back into open session.
I'll second.
John, I,
My guy.
Karen, I.
at this point, there's really no other business. Anybody have anything else? No?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
A second. John, I.
My guy.
Karen, I.